Good morning, class. Is it audible? Please comment. Okay, thank you. So today we will be learning about third chapter, that is data handling. By data handling, already you are learned in class 7, 6th and 5th also. Okay. So let us recall in this chapter also whatever you are learned in 6th, okay, all those things are there. Apart from those things, you are having few extra things. Okay. So let us recall whatever you have learned in the previous classes. Okay. So whenever the chapter data handling comes, first it comes about pictograph. Okay. Pictograph is nothing but a representation of data in the form of pictures. Nothing but a representation of data in the form of pictures. We call it as pictograph. Okay. So here we are having few examples for pictograph. If you take the table number 3, is it visible? Just 1 minute, my voice is low. Is it okay now? Just check, one of you check it.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Sir.
okay, thank you. So now if you see the table number 3, in table number 3 you are having a data showing weekly absentees in the class. Okay, and in this data, what they are given, let me zoom it. Okay. So in this data, what they are given, they have taken a picture of a small picture representing one child. That means if you are drawing one child, that means on that particular day, one student will be absent. Okay. So now they are given a data showing the number of absentees in the class from where to where, from Monday to Saturday. And based on this pictograph, there may be questions like what, on which day maximum students were absent, on which day maximum number of students were absent. So can you write your answers in the comment section by seeing this pictograph? The question is, on which day maximum number of students were absent? Okay, very good. Most of you are written the correct answers. On Thursday, if you look at the data here, on Monday, 3 students are absent. On Tuesday, 1 student is absent. On Wednesday, no students, all students are present here because nobody is absent. On Thursday, we are having 5 students absent. And on Friday, again, we are having 2. And on Saturday we are having 4 students absent. Okay. So what we are doing here, first we are collecting the information. That information collected, what we are doing, we are representing that information through pictures. Okay. So the representation of information through pictures is called as pictograph. Okay. So let us move on to the next concept. So already I told about collection of data. First, whenever you want to represent any data, what you have to do? First, you have to collect the data. That means you need to collect the information. So after collecting the information, next what you have to do? We have to organize that data. So whenever you are collecting any data, it will not be in organized form. Okay. Suppose let us take an example of collection of marks of chapter number 2. So whenever you are collecting, you start from one corner. So whenever you are starting from one corner, what will happen? It will not be arranged either in the form of roll numbers or in the form of marks. It may not be in the form of from lowest to highest or highest to lowest. you'll you'll be collecting the data randomly. Okay, so because you are starting randomly from one corner, that card data, whatever you are collecting, after collecting the data, next what we have to do, we have to organize the data. So suppose if we are collecting the marks of the students, what we have to do, we have to organize that data according to the roll numbers. Okay, so whenever you are arranging that data in the form of roll numbers, ascending order of roll numbers, then it will be easy for you to find out who got which marks. Okay, so after organizing the data, next what you have to do, representation representative values. Okay, representative values means that data need to be represented in the form of pictograph, bar graphs. Okay, so whenever you want to draw any graphs, first collection of data, next organization of data, and at last you have to represent that data in the form of graphs. Okay, so these are the main three things which comes whenever you want to represent any data. Okay, collection, and after collection you are having organization, and after organization you have to represent them. So these are the main three things. Voice problem. Actually, I am speaking loudly. Okay, no problem. So these are the three things you need to be very careful whenever you are representing any data. Just check whether it is audible now. Please one of you comment whether it is audible or not. Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So after these three things, next it will be arithmetic mean. Arithmetic mean, already you have learned this concept in the in other forms. Already you have learned about average. Okay, and all of you know how to take the average of anything. How will you take the average of anything? Can you write comment in the comment section? How to find average? All of you write the formula for finding the average. Okay, Pratik has written first add, then addition. Will it give average? Okay, add all the numbers and you have to divide that addition, all the sum of all the numbers by number of observations. Okay, observation of numbers. Fine. Anand Gundale, Atharva Gundala has written the correct answers. Okay, so mean and average both are same words but different meaning. Okay, so mean, generally we are using mean in other concepts, but when it comes to data handling, so there we are using arithmetic mean. Okay, so now how to find the arithmetic mean? You can see the question, formula here. Let me resume it. The total quantities of milk. That means you can see here the formula for mean. Sum of all observation. Sum of all observation is nothing but we have to add all the numbers whatever they are given divided by number of observation. Number of observation means how many numbers we are adding. Suppose if we are adding 5 numbers, add all that 5 numbers and then divide the sum of all the 5 numbers by 5. Why by 5? Because we have added 5 numbers. Similarly, if we are adding 10 numbers, add all the 10 numbers and divide the sum by 10. Okay, so here they are given one example for. Can you see the example one? Is it visible? Ashish studies for 4 hours, 5 hours, and 3 hours respectively on 3 consecutive days. 3 consecutive days means continuous day. How many hours does this study daily on an average? On an average, how many hours you will be studying? So that means what you have to find here, you have to find the average, nothing but you have to find the mean. So for finding the mean or average, what you have to do here? Sum of all observation. What are your observation? 4, 5 and 3. Okay. So when you are adding 4, 5, 3, how much you will get? You will be getting 12 and divided by number of observation. So how many observation, how many numbers you are adding? You are adding 3 numbers. So on dividing 4, 5, 3 by 3, your answer would be 4 hours. So on an average, you will be studying 4 hours per day. Okay, is it clear? So whenever they are asking you to find mean, so you have to add sum of observation divided by number of observation. So on dividing sum of observation by number of observation, you will be getting mean. Okay, so same way you are having question number 2, already answers are there. So they are given, try this in this exercise. Is it visible? In try this, there are 2 questions. Find mean of your sleeping hours during 1 week. Okay, so during 1 week, you have to note down how many hours you are sleeping, and after noting down how many hours you are sleeping in 1 week, then you have to find the mean of that. Okay, so this you can try at home. You can note down all the timings, how many hours you are sleeping per day, and after that you can find the mean of that. Same way you are having second question. Find at least 5 numbers between 1 by 2 and 1 by 3. And this question, how will you find 5 numbers between 1 by 2 and 1 by 3? Can anybody write answers in the comment section? How to find the 5 numbers between 1 by 2 and 1 by 3? Can anyone write how to find the 5 numbers between 1 by 2 and 1 by 3? It is not by dividing, not by multiplying. So let me show that. Not in the form of decimal numbers, you have to find in the form of fractions. Okay, so let me show. The numbers are 1 by 2 and 1 by 3. Okay, so now what they are asking? They are asking you to find 5 numbers between 1 by 2 and 1 by 3. So for that, what you have to do? You add these 2 numbers. What are the numbers? 1 by 2 and 1 by 3. And after adding these 2 numbers, you have to divide it by 2. Sum of observation divided by number of observation. So on dividing sum of observation by number of observation, the value whatever you are getting, that will be the middle value of 1 by 2 and 1 by 3. Okay, so try it. How much you will get? 5 by 6 divided by 2. So nothing but 5 by 6 into 2, you will get 5 by 12. So this is the one value. Now how to get the other values? If you are going through mean, if you are using that concept of mean, again what you can do, you can take 2 fractions, that is 1 by 2 and 5 by 12. And this you can divide it by 2. Okay, same way 1 by 3 plus 5 by 12 divided by 2. So there also you will be getting one value. So this is the one way of finding 5 numbers between 1 by 2 and 1 by 3. The other way of finding the 5 numbers between 1 by 2 and 1 by 3 will be take 1 by 2 and 1 by 3. And what you have to do here, first make the denominator same. How to make the denominator same? Take the LCM of 2 and 3. The LCM will be 6. So you have to make your denominator 6 multiply by 3, and here you have to multiply by 2. So how much you will get? 3 by 6, and here you will get 2 by 6. So 3 by 6 is nothing but 1 by 2, and 2 by 6 is nothing but 1 by 3. So now these fractions multiply by numbers greater than 5, because you have to find 5 numbers and take more than that. So better you take 10. It will be easy for you to multiply. So how much you will get? 30 by 60 and 20 by 60. So now we are having so many numbers between 20 and 30. Okay. So write any 5 numbers between them: 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. All divided by 60. Okay. So this is how we can find 5 numbers between any two given fractions. But here in this chapter, they are asking you to use the concept of mean. And whenever you are using the concept of mean, how to find 5 numbers? Add those numbers and divide it by 2. You will get the 1 number. Same way, after getting this number, it will be between 1 by 2 and 1 by 3. You take this number and 1 by 2, you will get other number. Same way, you take 5 by 12 and 1 by 3, you will get other number. So by repeating this process, you can find n number of so many, infinitely many fractions between 1 by 2 and 1 by 3. Okay, so let us move on to our concept. So next concept is range, and how to find range of any given data. In order to find range of any given data, you have to subtract the highest value by smallest value. Okay, so whenever you want to find the range of any given data, you have to subtract the highest value from the lowest value. So here we'll see this question with the one example. So is it visible? Example 3. So in example 3, what they are given, the ages in years of 10 teachers of a school are 32, 41, 28, 54, 35, 26, 23, 33, 38, 40. So they are all in years. Okay. What is the age of oldest teacher and the youngest teacher? So whenever you want to find the age of oldest teacher and youngest teacher, easily you can get it from the data. Okay. So what is the age of oldest teacher here? So obviously the age of oldest teacher, oldest means the elder one. It will be 54. Same way, what is the age of youngest teacher? The age of youngest teacher is 23. Okay. The age of youngest teacher is 23. So the next question is, what is the range of the teachers? What is the range of the ages of teachers? So already I told, whenever you want to find the range, you have to take highest value minus lowest value. Here, what is the highest value here? 54, and the lowest value is 23. On subtracting these two, what answers you will get? You will be getting 31. So the range of the teachers is 31 years. Okay. So how to find the range? Highest value minus lowest value. So that gives range. And at last, What is the mean of these teachers? Mean of the ages of these teachers. All of you find the mean. Numbers, is it visible? I think it is visible. Okay. So now the last question. What is the last question? What is the mean of these teachers? Mean of the ages of these teachers. Okay, fine. So most of you have written the correct answers. So in order to find the mean, what you have to do? Sum of ages divided by a sum of observation divided by number of observation. So when you are adding all these 10 people ages or 10 teachers ages, you will be getting 350, and that 350 you have to divide it by 10. So you will be getting 35 years. Okay. So let us go to exercises and we start solving it. Question number 1. Find the range of heights of any 10 students of your class. So this you can leave it. Okay. So let us go to question number 2. Organize the following marks in a class assessment in tabular form. Okay. Which number is highest? So they are given. First you have to organize this one. Okay. Organize means either you have to start from smallest to highest or from highest to smallest. After organizing, you have to start answering this question. The first question is which number is the highest? So already you are written, most of you written the correct answers. The number which is highest is 9. And the second one is which number is the lowest? Which number is the lowest? Okay, fine. So the lowest number is what? 1. What is the range of the data? Range is nothing but what? Highest value minus lowest value. So 9 minus 1, you will be getting 8 as your range. Okay. And what is the last question? Find the arithmetic mean. So all of you start finding the arithmetic mean of this data. So in order to find the arithmetic mean, what you have to do? Sum of observation divided by number of observation. Add all those and divided by number of observation. So they are given the marks of 20 students. All had all the marks of 20 students and divided by 20. Sum how much you will get here on adding all these 20 students marks, how much you will get? You will be getting 100. And that 100 you have to divide it by 20 because there are 20 students. So you will be getting how much? 5 as your answers. So let us go to next question. Find the mean of the first 5 whole numbers. Let us move on to next question. Find the mean of the first 5 whole numbers. So here you should know what are whole numbers. What are whole numbers? What are the first 5 whole numbers? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the first 5 whole numbers. Don't take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are natural numbers and whole numbers will be starting from 0. Okay, so these are the first 5 whole numbers, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and for these 5 whole numbers you have to find the mean. And how to find the mean? Sum of numbers divided by total number of observation. So on adding these 5 numbers, what you will get? You will be getting 10. And that 10 sum of observation you have to divide it by number of observation. How many observations are there? Total 5 are there. So 10 divided by 5, the mean will be what? 2. Okay. So next, a cricketer scores the following runs in 8 innings. Okay, he is playing 8 matches. Out of these 8 matches, he is scoring the following numbers. The number following runs. The runs, is it visible? The numbers I will be telling: 58, 76, 40, 35, 46, 45, 0, and 100. So these are the scores of the cricketer in 8 innings. So now what is the question? Find the mean score. Find the mean score of these 8 innings. All of you start finding it. So in order to find the mean, first what you have to do, you have to find the sum of observation or sum of scores. Sum, how much you are getting? Okay, 400. The sum of observation or sum of scores, you are getting it as 400. And number of innings or number of observation, how many matches he is playing? He is playing 8 matches. Even though he got 0 runs in one innings, but that also you have to consider. Okay, so in total, he will be playing 8 innings. So sum of observation is 400 and the number of observation is 8. So on dividing 400 by 8, you will be getting how much? 50. Okay. So the mean score of 8 innings is how much? 50 runs. So let us move on to next question. Okay. The following table shows the points of each player scored in 4 games. Okay. So total how many players are there? 3 players are there. And the players are A, B, and C. Okay. And how many points are scored by A in game 1 14, game 2 16, game 3 10, game 4 it is 10. Same way B in game 1 0, 8, 6, and 4. Same way player C in game 1 8, game 2 11, and game 3 he didn't play. And in the last game, that is in game 4, he scored 13 marks or 13 points. Okay. So now answer the following questions. Based on this table, whatever they are given, you have to answer the questions. Find the mean to determine A's average number of points scored per game. So that means what you have to do here in question number 1, you have to find the mean of. So in order to find mean score of A, what you have to do, sum of observation divided by number of observation. So what is the sum of points scored by A? It is
50.
12.5. Sorry, 50 50. Okay. The sum is coming 50 and that 50 you have to divide it by how much? 4 because he is playing 4 matches. So 50 divided by 4, how much you will be getting? 12.5. Okay. This is the mean score, mean of the points scored by player number A. That is 12.5. Same way, I'll have to do the second question. What is the second question? To find mean number of points per game for C, would you divide the total points by 3 or by 4? Okay. And why? So you have to in order to find the mean score of C, what we have to do? You have to divide it by 3. And why you have to divide it by 3? In game 3, he has not played. Okay. The total number of matches played by C is 3 only. Okay. So that's why what we have to do? We have to divide by 3 in order to find the mean score of C. Okay. Not by 4. We have to divide it by 3 only. Okay. So let us move on to question number third. All of you start doing question number third. B played in all the 4 games. How would you find the mean? Already we know in order to find the mean of any number, sum of observation divided by number of observation. So B, how much you will be getting? 0 plus 8 plus 6 plus 4. So you will be getting 18, and 18 divided by 4. Number of observation. Total how many games he is playing? B, he is playing 4 games. Okay. So 18 by 4, you will be getting 4.5. So all of you go to question number 4, the last one. Who is the best performer? So we know that in order to identify who is the best performer, what we have to do? We have to find the mean of all the players. Already we know the mean of A. What is the mean of A? It is 12.5. And also we know the mean of B. What is the mean of B? It is 4.5. Same way all of you find the mean of C. What is the mean of C? What is the mean score of C? 10.666. Okay, very good. So now the mean score of A is 12.5. The mean score of B is 4.5. And the mean score of C is 10.66. So who is the best performer here? The best performer here is A. Okay. So let us move on to next question. Question number 6. All of you start doing question number 6. Questions, is it visible? I think it is visible. If it is not visible, please let me know. I'll zoom it. Question number 6. All of you start doing question number 6. The question is, the marks obtained by a group of students in a science test are 85, 76, 90, 85, 39, 48, 56, 95, 81, and 75. Find the highest and lowest marks obtained by the students. Okay. So what is the highest marks obtained by the student here? 95 is the highest, and same way the lowest marks obtained by the students is 39. And the next question, range of the marks obtained. So we know that how to find the range? Highest marks minus lowest marks. Okay. So highest marks, what is the highest marks here? 95 is the highest marks, and the lowest marks is 39. So 95 minus 39, how much you will be getting? 56. Okay. So 56 is the range of this data. So what is the third question? Mean marks obtained by the group. So in order to find the mean, what you have to do? Sum of observation divided by number of observation. Nothing but sum of marks divided by number of marks. How much you are getting here? Sum of marks. In total, how much you are getting? 730. And 730 you have to divide it by 10, because 10 students marks they are given. So 730 divided by 10, you will be getting 73. So very good. Most of you have written the correct answers. So let us move on to question number 7. Question number 7, all of you start doing it. Question number 7, they are given the enrollment in a school during 6 consecutive years was as follows. Enrollment means admission. The numbers are 1555, 1670, 1750, 2013, 2540, 2820. Find the mean enrollment of the school for this period. So for this 6 year, you have to find the mean enrollment. So already we know in order to find the mean, you have to find the sum of all the observation divided by number of observation. So when you are finding the sum, how much you are getting, all of you write your answers in the comment section. What is the sum of observation there? The sum of observation is 12,348. Okay. So the sum of observation is 12,348, and this 12,348 you have to divide it by 6 because the number of observations are here 6. So on dividing 12,348 by 6, how much you are getting? 2,058. Okay. So all of you start doing question number 8. Question number 8, if it is not visible, let me know, I will zoom it. Okay, very good. Most of you are written the correct answers. So the first question what they are given. So I think data is visible to all. Find the range of the rainfall in the above data. So in order to find the range, what you have to do? Highest rainfall, that is highest data or highest value minus lowest value, and highest value is what? 20.5, and the lowest is 0.0. So 20.5 minus 0.0, the range will be how much? 20.5 millimeter, because the rainfall it is there in millimeter. All the data they are given in millimeter. Okay, so the range of the data for will be 20.5 millimeter. And all of you do the next one. Find the mean rainfall for week. So in order to find the mean rainfall, what you have to do? Sum of observation divided by number of observation. And adding all these data, what is the value you are getting? What is the sum of observation? It is 41.3. And that 41.3 you have to divide it by number of observation. How many days they are given? They are given 7 days. So 41.3 divided by 7. So you will be getting how much? 5.9 millimeter. Okay. The mean of this data is 5.9 millimeter. So all of you start doing question number 3. On how many days was the rainfall less than the mean rainfall? On how many days was the rainfall less than the mean rainfall? So the mean rainfall was 5.9, and in how many days it was less than that mean rainfall? All of you count and tell me how many days it was less. How many days it was less? Please, okay, you have written the correct answers. 5 days. And what are those days? Monday, and next it is Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. On these 5 days, the rainfall is less than the mean rainfall. Okay. So let us move on to question number 9. Question number 9, all of you start doing it. So what is the question? The height of 10 girls were measured in centimeter and the results are as follows. And the height are what? 135, 150, 139, 128, 151, 132, 146, 149, 143 and 141. Okay. What is the height of the tallest girl? So what is the height of the tallest girl here? 151. Okay, most of you written the correct answers. Very good. The height of the tallest girl is 151. What is the height of the shortest girl? Height of the shortest girl. All of you see the data carefully. Okay. Most of you, some of you are writing 132. 132 is not the answer. Below that also you are having number. The height of the shortest girl is 128. Okay. So what is the third question? What is the range of the data? So what is the range? How to find the range? Highest value minus lowest value. So highest value is 151 and the lowest value is 128. How much you will be getting? 23 centimeters. Okay, very good. So whenever you write answers, please write along with the units. In the previous question, it was in millimeters, and in this question, it is in centimeters. So answer is 23 centimeter is the range of this data. And what is the fourth question? What is the mean height of the girls? In order to find the mean height, what you have to do? Sum of observation divided by number of observation. Okay. So on adding all these heights, how much you are getting? What is the total here? What is the sum of observation? I want total. So 1414 is the sum, and that sum you have to divide it by number of observation, and that is number of observation is 10. So 1414 divided by 10. How much you will be getting? 141.4. Okay. So most of you got the correct answers. So the sum of observation is 1414, and that 1414 you have to divide it by 10. The answer will be 141.4. And the last question. How many girls have heights more than the mean height? How many girls are having height more than the mean height? Mean height is 141.4. How many are having more than this? 5. Okay. 5 girls are having height more than the mean height. So another 4 minutes you are having. So till now, whatever we are done, 2 minutes you are having. Till now, whatever the questions we are discussed or whatever the concept we are discussed, if anybody has any doubt, please let me know. And if you don't have any doubt, please all of you mark your attendance and you may leave the class and you can take the 15 minutes break.
Sir, please explain that 1 by 2 and 1 by 3 between how many numbers are there?
Already okay.
Sir, I have not get the 8th question.
You didn't get question number 8.
Yes, sir.
Which one? Which one? Question number 8. You are having find the range of the rainfall in the above data. Range is nothing but highest value minus lowest value. It is very easy. And find the mean rainfall. Mean rainfall means you have to add all these and you have to divide it by total number. Okay. And question number 3rd. On how many days was the rainfall less than the mean rainfall? So whatever the mean you are getting, compare that mean with the rainfall, okay, on the week. Is it clear? Question number 8. Who asked question number 8?
Sir. Sir,
Is it clear now?
yes, sir.
Okay. So
Sir,
in some, yes,
sir, find at least 5 between 1 by 2 and 1 by 3. I did not understand
okay.
that, sir.
Wait, just 1 minute.
Yes, sir, I also.
Okay. So see here, in order to find 5 numbers between 1 by 2 and 1 by 3. There are two ways of doing it. Okay. One way already I have shown here. Look at this one. What we are doing here? First, we are making the denominator same. And to make denominator same, what we are doing? We are finding
One,
the
sir.
huh?
One.
Yes, yes. So first one.
First one.
Okay, first one, what we have to do? We have to find the mean of this number. And when you are finding the mean of any two number, the number which is coming will be between the given two numbers. Okay. So 1 by 2 is the number and 1 by 3 is the another number. So when you are finding the mean of 1 by 2 and 1 by 3, mean is nothing but add these two divided by 2 because we are having the number of observations are 2 here. Fine. So 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 divided by 2. The answer will be what? 5 by 12. This is the one number between 1 by 2 and 1 by 3. Right. So what are the numbers? 1 by 2, just 1 by 2, and the other number was 5 by 12 and 1 by 3. We got one number and we will repeat the same process what we have done earlier. Let us take these two numbers 1 by 2 and 5 by 12. Let us find the mean of this. You will get some other number and that number will be between 1 by 2 and 5 by 12. Somewhere here it will come. And anyhow, it is coming between 1 by 2 and 5 by 12. Nothing but it is between 1 by 2 and 1 by 3. Okay. Same way if you take 5 by 12 and 1 by 3, if you find the mean of this, you will be getting number in between 5 by 12 and 1 by 3. And if the number is between 5 by 12 and 1 by 3, nothing but it is there between 1 by 2 and 1 by 3. Right? Same way, by repeating this process, you can find 5 numbers. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Mark your
Sir,
attendance
sure.
and you
Sir,
can take a yes.
what is the difference between mean and average?
Mean, see already mean in general concepts we are using. Mean that using in data handling. And average in general concept we are using average. Okay. In both the cases, the same thing. But in data handling, we are using the word mean. Okay, thank you. All of you put your attendance and you may take a break of 15 minutes.